Hey guys, it's MonneXo and I'm excited because I have Chef Bailey here with me. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing today?
Well, I'm good because one, we get to talk about food today and then we get to talk about you. So what made you even want to become a chef?
That's a good question. So, as a kid, I never knew my father. So, me and my mom used to spend time together by watching cooking shows. So, I think I was in like third grade when I went in the kitchen and I started like making omelets for everybody for breakfast, and that just really sparked my interest in cooking, and I just followed through with it.
Now, what would you say is your favorite dish? You know, I'm going to ask that. What's your favorite dish?
So, my favorite dish is asabuku, which is braised veal shanks.
I was going to say, sir, what is that?
Yeah.
You know.
So it's braised veal shanks. So I normally braise it with a red wine demi reduction, and I braise it for about 6 hours. So it becomes really tender, and it has a bone in it. So the marrow from the bone actually just makes everything very gelatinous, and it really tenderizes it. So it's once you get done with the ossobuco, then some people like bone marrow. It's a really it's a dish that you can find at a lot of restaurants. They actually sell bone marrow and then they jazz it up. But it's really good. So that has to be my favorite dish.
Now we have to go back. So before, obviously, you weren't cooking these dishes or making these or eating these dishes. So how was it? Because you started off with omelets.
With omelets.
How has it been over the years just growing into your passion of cooking and then trying different foods and all of that?
I think it has been, I feel like I'm blessed because I've been fortunate enough to work for some of the best chefs at some of the best hotels, restaurants. But I kind of did my research as to what kind of cook I wanted to be before I became a chef and who I wanted to learn from. But I also went to culinary school after high school.
Okay.
So I probably would not have went to culinary school if I was actually doing like fine dining before that. So I worked at the Chase Park Plaza for 4.5 years doing fine dining. So everything I learned at culinary school was something I was already doing at the restaurant. So it's like you can get the hands-on experience or you can get the technical experience, which I have both of them.
Yeah.
And a lot of student loans because of it.
Look.
But yeah, I definitely worked for some of the best chefs in St. Louis. I've worked for a master chef. I worked in the All French Country Club. So as far as the culinary world, I've definitely worked for the who's who.
Yeah, no, that's super dope because like a lot of us that are watching this interview have only done culinary like in high school and we had to like make the cookies and stuff like that. So your experience, that's just amazing. Like
Thank you.
I think that's just really cool to be able, because I mean, I could cook, but I can't do what you do. And a lot of people can't do what you do. That's why we go and have those experiences at these fine dining places.
It's crazy because I actually have my house set up like if I was at a restaurant. So I got a grill, I got a fryer, I got a meat grinder, I got a sausage maker,
so
I
that
got
means
a
we
pasta
need to go to
machine,
your house for
ice cream
holidays.
machine. Yeah, so I definitely have everything that I need to make elegant food at home.
Oh yeah. And speaking of elegant food, so you just had your event, the Chef Bailey Experience. First up, like, what made you come up with that concept, and then just give me a little bit about how the event went.
So it was just like a humbug. I knew that I needed to promote myself more as I started a catering company. So it's called Chef Bailey and Co. And I wanted to do something that actually, I wanted to do something to where people could actually see what's really going on in St. Louis and what kind of chefs that we really have. I don't think I was promoting myself enough because I still work at restaurants. So that kind of took over as my main focus. But it was time to do something for myself.
Yeah, for sure. Now, can we see the Chef Bailey Experience? Can we see more of those events coming up? Is this just like a one-time thing? Like, what are your goals with it?
So this happened to have been a great event. Definitely watching the footage is some things that I might have wanted to change, but and all in all, it was a great event. It was a great experience. I had some of the culinary students from my high school there, so I kind of helped them out with that. But yes, this is not the last time you will see this event. It probably won't be the same. It'll be done in a different way, but it will be a great event, and you will see more from Chef Bailey and Co.
I just have so many questions for you. I'm not gonna pin you off. I'm just like, I love to talk about food, so I'm like a foodie type of person. I'm trying to learn all the things like that. So like when it comes to like pairing your wines with the foods and stuff, but I'm not gonna do that to you. So what are 3 tools in the kitchen that you feel like you always need?
3 tools in the kitchen that I always need. All right, so I always need a great utility knife. Some people like a chef knife. I like a light
knives I have.
utility knife because it's very light, so I can do different functions with it, fast slicing, dicing. It's just my favorite knife personally. I also like a good sauce spoon. So it's not a regular spoon. It's a little bit bigger. It's a sturdier spoon. So when I'm doing sauces, so I definitely have to have that. And what else? What would be my last thing that I say that I need? A peeler. That may sound crazy, but like a potato peeler, because you can use it for almost anything. You can shave with it. You can do whatever with it. So I also think that's a good use.
I need to know how many people got a peeler, because I was trying to think if I even have one.
I have to get one. That's her Christmas gift. I'm gonna get her a peeler.
Make mashed potatoes. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all, but what I want to know is like, what are your goals when it comes to being in the food industry? So like, where do you see yourself maybe in like the next 5 years or so?
That's a good question. So I'm currently an executive chef for the Hilton Hotel downtown.
Okay.
So personally, in the next 5 years, I want to own my own restaurant. Mm-hmm. So everything that I'm doing leading up to this, even with my catering company, is to help me when I launch and get a brick and mortar so that I can have a space for my own restaurant.
Yeah.
And I already have a buzz generating, so that'll help out a lot as far as opening up and getting people to actually come in and see what you're doing. I already have a following. So I think I'm using everything that I'm doing right now just to build up on that to make it there.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for you. Like, I want to know too, like before we wrap up into the Cause Our HR segment, like, is there ways that people can book you for like catering? Are you doing that right now?
So I'm actually doing everything. I do private dinners, I do caterings, whatever food related needs to be done. Chef Bailey and Co. will take care of it for you.
Okay, that's right. So let me know how people can book you. How can they contact you?
So social media. So I'm actually doing more on my chef page right now. So they can just, I think there's a button on there where you can contact me or you can message me.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much how I'm communicating with everybody right now.
Okay, social media friendly. I like that because that's the way.
I just became social media friendly.
So that's the way that the world's easier sometimes, you know. Hit him up in the DM. So
you gotta hit the DM sometime.
All right, my friend. It's your time to shine.
All right, let me.
You see what I did there with the jar?
Let me do it. Let me pull.
So you'll pull 3 questions out.
All at once?
You can pull them however you want. You just got to answer all 3.
All right, I'm going to go ahead
3's
and pull
the lucky number
now.
today.
This is on top, so I get that one as well. You need me to read it?
Yes.
All right.
You want me to read it for you?
Are there any risks worth taking? So if you ask me personally, whatever your dream is worth the risk. So I just can't find myself just working a 9-to-5 job without doing my passion or what I feel is the best thing for me. So culinary for me, so I don't want to just work for a company. I want to own my own company. So that's why I got my catering company, but everything is a risk. I think I put a lot of investment into just doing this dinner to where I kind of built my own kitchen. So, but I own everything now. So anytime I do a future event, I'm already ready to go.
Yeah, no, I like that. I love it. Next question.
Next question. If you had 3 wishes, what would you wish for? Okay. If I had 3 wishes, my first wish would be a restaurant already. So I'd take a restaurant.
You get 3 wishes.
I know.
One.
That was my first big one. What would be my second wish? I would wish to be able to work for Thomas Keller, to have that under my resume. He's a big time chef. He has a few restaurants like the French Laundry. Purcell in New York. So
Okay.
definitely a big chef.
Would you want to work under him or with him? I would switch it up.
I would.
Or you want him to work for you?
I would first want to work under him because I would want to learn. He's very French, so I would definitely want to learn everything that he has to offer.
Yeah.
Then I like to work on the side of him.
Okay, I like it. All right, last
Oh,
question.
that was only my second wish.
Well, oh. Yeah, I can't count.
What would be my third wish? That's a good one. What would be my third wish? I don't know. Maybe my third wish would be to have a franchise of restaurants. Each different concept, but really nice, elegant food. So when I think of food, I think of beautiful dishes, from the plating to the colors to how it's set up on the plate to the plate that you use. So all that plays a part in it. So I think that would be my third one.
Do you think having a franchise would, how can I word this? Like, do you think it would be more of a challenge for you and kind of shift your mind a little bit? Or do you think that it would make you more motivated when it comes to being a chef?
I think both, because you have to shift your mind because times evolve. So you want to stay with the current time, the trends that's going on. You want to, it's a lot. When I make a dish, there's a lot to go into it. First, I like to find out what plate whatever vessel plate that I'm going to use, then I kind of build a dish around it. So I go from plating to how I want to visualize it. I go from season, functionality, how it would taste. So does it pair well with this? If I add this and this, is that going to clash, or is it going to contrast, or is it going to bring this out more? So there's a lot of different ways you can go, but I like to add flavor. I don't like to have the same flavors on a plate. I like to have everything that's gonna bring something else out to make it a better dish, to where it has a lot of depth in it.
Only reason I ask that is just to like get you thinking, because I see like how passionate you are when it comes to you cooking and being a chef, and so once you create like a franchise and once we start to expand, like with just any business, it's like that's your baby, and you know exactly how you want to prep something and prepare it, and then having to trust like
that's
other
the
people.
hard part. That's the hard
why I
part.
said
Even
that.
at working at restaurants now, I've been an executive chef over 3 restaurants now. So even working, you tell somebody what you want them to do, and in your head you visualize it done this way, and you just automatically assume that they know how you want it, but that's not the case. So it's like you definitely got to teach on how you want something done so that they know how to do it. And I found that to be one of the hardest things I had to learn, because I'm used to just like, I take care of it because I know how I want it done. But as you start moving up in these management roles, even in the kitchen, you have to start delegating.
Yeah.
So once you teach them how you want something done, then.
No, I get it. I would say, because it is similar in any field of work, but I know food is just completely, I've never been a chef. I cook at home, I cook the basics, so I just could never understand like behind the scenes of how you guys are in the kitchen. So
behind the scenes is really crazy. So working at some of the nicer restaurants that I've worked at, from the time you get there to probably it'd be like 10, 11 in the morning, and you're prepping and getting your station and everything ready for dinner service. Dinner service normally start at 5 o'clock, so like from 10 to 4 is like a rush hour. So you stomach on pins and needles, you're trying to get ready, and then you just kind of find peace once dinner service starts, because you made it all the way up to that point. Then it's like a harmony. Once the tickets start rolling in, it's just music to my ears.
Oh, I like that. All right, last question. I done gunned you down with food.
If your food is bad at a restaurant, would you say something? Always.
Have you always been like that? Or was it just over time when you started?
That's a good question. I think it was more when I started learning about food. So it's been like over 12 years. So I kind of evaluated off what kind of restaurant I'm going to. So if I'm going to a burger joint, then I'm expecting to get a burger joint type of meal. But if I'm going to a steakhouse, and I order a mid-rare steak and I'm paying $70, $80 for it, I gotta say something.
So you gotta make my steak right.
I gotta say something. I gotta let them know I need a new one.
It's like, cause I'm about to go back there and make it myself. That's funny.
And then it's crazy because even when the servers that's waiting on you, they find out that you're chef, they kind of change how they are.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it has its perks.
Okay,
Yeah.
so do you do that? I'm sorry, I got so many questions. Do you do that when you go out? Do you tell like?
I don't just.
Or only when you're like mad or something?
I don't just be like I'm a chef, so I know how it's supposed to be. But when I talk to a server and when they have something on the menu, so I'm asking like blah blah blah, is it like this or is it sauce or what is used in it? Then they normally be like, you know a lot about food, and I'll be like, I am a chef of a restaurant. So.
I don't know if you were like an angry customer.
No,
you're like, look,
no.
I am a chef. I know how this works.
No, I don't do that. I don't like to step on no one's toes in their establishment. If that's how they run it, that's how they run it.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm so excited for everything that you have in store for the future. The Chef Bailey experience is going to be super dope.
Thank you.
You're going to have a lot of supporters. You already have a lot of supporters. Your event was really cool to experience, so can't wait to see more. I'm MonneXo, and we're out. Be easy. It's your girl MonneXo, and you just finished a 94XO interview. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment to our YouTube channel, and follow us on social media platforms. Be easy.